Mmm, don't those look good? Do you guys have any clue what these are? They're so yummy. They're so fast and easy to make. These are no-bake cookies with, I put some kind of a spice. I'll have to show you in the next clip. Hey guys, it's me Charlie. Today I'm going to be making some no-bake cookies, and I'm going to alter it just a little bit. The recipe does call for a lot more sugar than what I have in this pan here. It calls for about a cup and a half to 2 cups of sugar. I'm just going to be using about a cup and a third of a cup. Yeah, about a cup and a third and of white sugar, butter, milk, peanut butter, oatmeal, some homemade vanilla, some cayenne pepper, this is very hot, some cocoa powder, and some kosher salt. So I got my cup and a third of sugar in here, and now I'm going to be adding some of this cocoa. I'm using the Hershey cocoa. This is just something that I wanted to add a little extra of since it's a dark chocolate. But it does call for the cocoa powder. I'm going to put the ingredients on the down below so you guys can see what the ingredients are. Now I'm adding my cocoa here. I'm going to be putting these ingredients together, and then I'm going to be putting them on the stove, and that way I can get these to mix really well. I'm going to be putting in my half a cup of milk in there and my third of a stick of butter. So let me show you that when it comes to a rolling boil. And when it comes to a rolling boil, you want to kind of mix it until you can't get it to stop. You just want to mix it to where the bubbles cannot stop at all. And from there we're going to add the peanut butter, and we're going to boil that for 1 minute. So I'll be right back. So here in my pan I have my sugar combined with my cocoa. I also have a half a cup of milk in here. You can use any kind of milk you want. I also have about a third of a cup of the butter. And make sure you're using butter, not margarine. You don't really want it to be too watery. And once this comes to a boil to where you cannot stir down, then I want you to add the peanut butter, and that way this will melt down the peanut butter very quickly, and at the very end you want to go ahead and add your vanilla and the oats. And I'll show you that next once it comes to a boil. Alright, so it's just beginning to boil up here, and I forgot to mention that I'm going to be adding my hot cayenne spices and my little pinch of salt there, so you want to add that. Now you don't want to add too much of that spice, because if it's too hot it's going to be unbearable for the kids and for people who are sensitive to heat. But I do want this to be nice and hot. Now do you guys notice here I'm trying to stir this down and those bubble boils are just not stopping? So you want to do this for a whole minute. As you're stirring it for a whole minute, don't stop stirring it. You don't want it to burn, so you want to keep on stirring this. And then as soon as you get this to boil for about a minute, then you want to add in your peanut butter, and then at the very end you're going to put in your really hot oats. This is a really tasty thing to have as a snack, because it's not a healthy snack, but it's just really delicious. And what's really nice about it is that I've altered it to where when you take a bite of it, the heat isn't so major, but when you finish the cookie, the no-bake cookie, it's really hot in your throat, and it gives you that delicious hot taste in your mouth. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and turn this off, and I'm going to add the peanut butter, and then I'll add the oats, and I will show you guys what it looks like when I put them on the parchment paper. Alright, as you can see, I've already added the peanut butter, so I'm going to go ahead and stir this into this. I forgot to mention, forgot to show you guys, but I added the vanilla. Just use a good quality vanilla. Now by doing it like this, you're able to stir all this ingredients together and break down the peanut butter. The peanut butter is the trick to the no-bake cookies. It's that taste that you're wondering when you take a bite into a cookie and wonder, what is that I'm trying? What is it that I'm tasting that tastes different to other cookies? It's just a no-bake cookie recipe. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and add my 3 cups of oatmeal. There's 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to add a little bit more just because I love the oatmeal. Alright, so this is going to start to cook together. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on the parchment paper, and I'm going to let them cool, and then I'm going to go ahead and have some tonight. Alright, so here's the recipe here, and with the tablespoon, you just want to go ahead and spoon these onto your parchment paper. Doesn't need to be any particular size, but the bigger they are, the little bit more you get from them. If you make them too small, you find yourself going back and constantly getting more and more of these. You want to do this process a little bit quickly because you don't want it to set in your pan, otherwise they'll become one big giant no-bake cookie. I'm going to add a little bit more to this one. And they don't have to be perfect when you blop this down because you just want to throw these on there. They look like little cow patties, so they're not going to be like really pretty looking, but they sure are going to taste very good. I'm putting 4 of these in a row. These will actually cool down very quickly, probably in about 10 minutes, or actually when I'm done with this layer, the ones that I started with just down the side are actually going to be cooling down enough that they'll still be warm, but they'll be cool enough that I can have one. Now these are high in fiber, of course, because you're using the oatmeal, but they're a really good alternative. Instead of making cookies in the oven, you can just cook them up on your stovetop. Any teenage boy or girl that wants something to snack on, delicious chocolate delight, can just put this together. It's really good. Alright, so if you guys have any questions, any comments, please rate the video and favorite if you can. And I'd love to hear from you guys. If you make this batch of cookies, I'd love to see either a video response or just leave me a comment below and let me know that you made these cookies with the cayenne pepper or whatever favorite pepper you like to use, a powdered pepper. Go ahead and use it and let me know how it came out. And if it's tasty and sounds good, I want to try it myself. So I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. There you go. So they're all piled up on a plate, and these were super easy to make. And if you guys want to watch the video on how I made these, I call them no-bake cookies my way. So this is a spiced ground pepper, it says, and it says it's hot, which it really is. If you take a pinch of this and put it on your tongue, it's really, really, really hot. And I like using this for desserts. It's actually made for heating up food, like if you have a barbecue and you want a nice hot barbecue. But if you make your no-bake cookies exactly the same way you would normally make them, you would just add probably about a half a teaspoon of this. So find a really hot cayenne pepper and add a half a teaspoon. When the batter is all mixed and you're about to cook it, taste the batter and then give it about a good 30 seconds. Let it get to the back of your throat. And you'll taste the spice. These, when you're done eating them, when you first take a bite, they're not hot at all. And as you're eating them, you're like, I taste a little spice. And then when you're done with one, you start to feel that little bit of spice in the back of your throat, and they're so good. So these are about this size, not big. And you just spoon them onto your parchment paper on your counter, and then you just go ahead and let these cool. They cool so super fast, so right after you're done and you turn off the stove and you put in the peanut butter and the oats, mix quickly, and then start spooning them. Super, super delicious. Thought I'd share with you guys.